Hello and welcome back to It's Time for Yarn. Today we are gathered to discuss my unpopular yarny opinions. Now, just like in most things, everybody has an opinion and it's okay with me if you don't agree with my opinions. That's fine. Let me know in the comments what you think about the things that I've shared. I'll always love to hear other people's perspectives. But just for fun, my friend Shannon from Shannon Talks Yarn, she tagged me in this yarny unpopular opinion video. And I thought it would be interesting to just discuss and think about things that I do or things that I'm okay with that may or may not be okay with other yarn tubers, as she likes to call us. And this started originally with a different Shannon from the Spoony Stitcher. So go ahead and check out their channels and their unpopular videos. I'll leave those linked down below. So let's get started. Unpopular opinion number 1. In my opinion, it's okay to find comfort in yarn. Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their comfort item or comfort activity, their thing that they like to do to chill or relax or that's therapeutic to them. And for me, crocheting, making beautiful things with yarn, the color combinations, and seeing what's new out there, seeing what kind of deal I can get, those kind of things are fun and therapeutic for me. So if you're one of those people too that enjoy buying yarn, collecting yarn, making with yarn, great. I love it because to me, it's fine. Some people collect coffee mugs. Some people go to the movies. Some people buy yarn. Let people live. It's okay to find comfort in having a huge yarn stash. Unpopular opinion number 2. For me, in most cases, I'm okay with having a knot or two in my work. When I'm joining a new color or a new skein, especially if it's on like a children's blanket for like, a toddler or like a 7-year-old, someone who they're going to use it. They're not going to be paying attention to those knots anyway. So I'm going to make my life easier by tying the yarns together. I like to use a Russian knot. It's pretty simple. You can still feel a knot, but it's not major. And for me, I'm making a handmade item. So if it has a knot or two, okay, it's a handmade item. It's fine. Now, there are some things that, like when I'm making garments, like shirts and things, I learned the hard way on my poncho from Blue Eyed Style that I made. I have to do an update video on that still. But I learned the hard way that certain yarns don't do well with having knots because they're a little more slippery. And so the knots have a tendency to come undone and leave frayed ends and that kind of thing. So I have a couple of spots on that poncho that I'm not as happy with because the knots are not cooperating with me. But on a general consensus, I'm okay with having a knot or two. And then to take that a step farther, when I'm buying skeins from, like Joann or from Michael's or wherever, if I have a knot or two in my skein, I'm okay with it. I can either cut it and then have some ends to sew in and pretend like I'm joining in a new skein kind of thing, or just keep on going and be okay with the knot. I'm fine with that because I know that it keeps the cost of the yarn down since they don't have to, since they're able to use up all of the parts of the yarn. So I'm pretty okay with knots on my work. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion number 3. You don't have to enjoy every yarn skill. For example, me, I love color pulling. I think it's fun. I think it's really cool to watch the pattern develop. I like manipulating the yarn. I just enjoy seeing a yarn and being like, ooh, I wonder what pattern that will make. I wonder what it will look like when I get going a little ways. Ooh, that's exciting. I enjoy it. Now, other people, they hate it because it's kind of meticulous. It's kind of finicky to get started. It can be troublesome. You can have to frog back and forth as you're working. So you can't really get into a zone as much. with color pulling. You can to a degree, but you have to be paying attention the whole way. And so people are like, I just want to relax. Like, I don't want to be doing that. So other people don't like color pulling, and that's fine, because for me, I don't like Tunisian crochet. For me, Tunisian crochet, when the yarn is on the hook, I can't grip the hook. I feel like it's slipping all over the place, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't like to knit for that same reason. I don't feel like I have as much control over my tension, over my yarn, over my hook, and I just don't enjoy it. And you know, that's okay, because there are some creators that make beautiful things with Tunisian crochet, and I can enjoy that. I can appreciate their love for Tunisian, and I can also understand my dislike of Tunisian crochet. So there are some people that they love making blankets, hate making amigurumi. Some people love the amigurumi aspect, but hate making blankets because they feel like it's monotonous. So we all have our thing that we enjoy the most, and we can dabble in the other things to kind of see if there's something out there that we're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that I would enjoy that, or I don't really like that as much as I thought I would like that. So, you know, it's okay to not enjoy every skill that you see people working with. Unpopular opinion number 4. This one's gonna rock a boat or two. I stand firmly on the fact that Michael's brand value yarn, Craft Smart, is an excellent value yarn. I like it better than Big Twist. I like it better than Red Heart. I like it better than any other value brand yarn I have ever used. It's fluffy, it's soft, it feels like anti-pilling, even though it's not marketed as anti-pilling. It's got beautiful, vibrant colors. It's usually available. They have a lot of variety online. I enjoy working with Craft Smart. I have recently used their Loops and Thread Classic, I think, value yarn is what it's called, something like that. It's a brand new value yarn line from Loops and Threads, and it's very good as well. I think it's the same yarn, just packaged with a different label and with 100 less yards. You know, that whole shrinkflation thing is happening. So it's 100 less yards than the regular Craft Smart yarn, but it's excellent. I thoroughly enjoy using Michael's Craft Smart value yarn. Now, that being said, I did recently order some Premier basics, and I haven't used it before. So Premier might be sneaking in on my number 1 spot for value yarn. So unpopular opinion number 4, Michael's Craft Smart value yarn. Don't be sleeping on it, because you'll be disappointed that you missed it. And my last unpopular opinion, number 5, too many whips is stressful. There, I said it. Having 20, 30, 40 whips, some people can function that way, and it's totally fine for them. They're okay. Me, once I get to about 4 or 5, I start feeling stressed. I'm like, oh, they're like hovering over me, like looming. And then I get new yarn because I see it, or there's a sale, like Black Friday sale, you know what I mean? And so I order new yarn. I'm like, oh, I really want to start a project with this new yarn. But I know that if I do, I'm not going to enjoy using that yarn as much as I would if I didn't have 4 or 5 other projects looming over me. So for me, my maximum number of works in progress is about 5. And then after that, I've got to get some of them finished, or I'm going to feel bogged down. I'm not going to be happy in my work. I'm not going to enjoy the projects I'm working on. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have those projects you're working on that you're just like, oh, I wish this project would end so I could move on, you know? And sometimes when I get to a place like that with a project, I'll put it in timeout and be like, okay, I just need a break from this project. I just need to walk away for a minute so I can just do something different, because I can't do this anymore. Yeah, you know, I have a blanket right now. It's a blue blanket that I literally just have to finish the tassels down one side and then it's done. But I have a sweater that I'm working on for Christmas, And I'm like, I need to get that finished. So I'm trying to get the sweater done first because it's on a timeline. And then that blanket that's almost finished will be my first whip that I crack out. And I'm excited to make my goals video for 2024 to help me stay on track with finishing up projects and working through my yarn. So I appreciate you guys watching. I enjoy talking about unpopular opinions. This was kind of fun. I would like to challenge my good friend Kristen from Kristen Crochets to see what she thinks and see what her unpopular opinions are. So thanks for watching, and remember, no matter what time it is, it's always time for yarn.